Welcome to episode 13. My name is Will. Today I'm joined with Carlos, my co-host. And on the show we have Draya and Shay. Thank you guys for joining us.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
I'm here.
Everyone seems very primed up. We've had a few cocktails and we've been kind of already talking. We're trying to save it for when we have things rolling. But I kind of just want to jump into, I guess, some quick questions. So you guys want to introduce yourself, say maybe what you do or how you're involved in what is your night shift activity?
I'm Draya, and I'm a bartender.
Lady of the night.
I'm Shay, but I usually dance by Charlie, and I also do Chatterbait and OnlyFans.
Chatterbait.
Yeah.
What's that?
What is
What is
Chatterbait?
Chatterbait?
So it's basically an online website where people go to pay to see like explicit content. So it's kind of like a FaceTime call, but it usually has like a group of people where they like do tokens and you get paid by that.
So it's live?
It is live. Yeah. Yeah, it's
so
pretty
you
cool.
get really wild requests.
Yeah, you can. You don't have to do it. But people like usually like, can I get really explicit? So they usually like,
This is
yeah,
uncensored.
This is the place to do it.
So usually like the basic thing is like you have a vibrator inside of you and they pay tokens, and when they pay, it vibrates you. So that's kind of how you get paid, and you also like can take requests and do private shows on that website.
So someone can actually like take you off from the group and private, but they pay a lot more for that?
Yeah, they pay a lot more for that, and they usually want to see like something specific. So, and like you usually have like a menu of prices and things that you'll do for those prices. And then like there's also a wheel that you can spin. So,
Wow.
So what? Okay, so you got to elaborate a little bit. So what is?
I want to know
What's
what's
a
on your list.
like? What's a token? Like, what is that? Like $10?
it's like
$20?
75 cents.
Okay.
It's not a lot, but people usually pay like thousands of tokens. So it's like 75 cents for one token.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then like the menu, like what's on the menu?
I just want to know what the most expensive thing is on your menu.
I want to know what the menu is. What's the
So
menu?
I think the most expensive is like, it's called the fuck machine.
Okay.
So it's like an automatic dildo that will fuck you.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's like $200-$300 for someone to watch that.
For how long?
Just as long as you want to. It
Yeah.
could be like 4 strokes and then you're done.
Oh, so it's up to you.
Yeah, it's based on you.
Yeah, it's based on you.
Oh,
like you
okay.
get to
Okay,
do
fair
whatever
enough.
you want, you know,
So
like
you have your own fuck machine?
so I usually film with a certain person. He's like a professional porn star.
Gotcha.
So he has all of that stuff set up for me. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
The
So
whole time you thought she was just some
Right,
Like
she's
a
so
sweet
and
little Charlie.
quiet. Oh my god,
banging
this is
around
brand new
with a porn
information.
star
his
and
name
tokens and a vibrator for ass.
Right, she's like,
This
it's
whole
a press-
time.
his name is
what's happening?
his name is Sem X Tech, and he's been doing porn for a really long time, and like he has his whole profile set up and has like thousands of followers. So we usually get to have fun together and do it
How often do you do a session?
Tuesdays and Thursdays, baby.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay. 2 shows on Thursday. Yeah.
Go ahead and tell people like your little name or whatever. So they
Oh,
can-
my name's Kill Siren. It's KILSIREN. So
check her out, guys.
Check me out.
Check her
Carlos
out.
wanted to know more of the menu. I don't know.
I mean, that's just interesting. Like, what do you
So, like,
put
the
in your
menu-
menu?
Information.
Yeah.
it's like a drop down menu. It's like dick sucking, you know, a pussy flash, oiling like your asshole, like your ass, all of that, like butt plug, like
Oh my god.
it's very
And,
it's very
I feel like I'm
explicit.
blushing hearing about it.
It's a lot of fun, honestly. You get a lot of funny people on there who make a lot of jokes. Like you meet some cool people on there.
Wow.
I bet.
So when you come in?
Yeah, we'll
Literally.
talk later. We'll talk
She
later.
wants to literally.
She's
Yeah, right,
she's
right. Apparently
recruiting.
It's on the menu. We'll talk later.
Okay.
So Draya, thank you for joining the show today. I know it was short notice. I asked you yesterday, and I appreciate you coming down.
Yes.
I begged.
I think you're glad. I think the reason why you agreed to do it was because Joffy's not here, because Joffy is intrigued the fact that you have a serious good right hook.
I knew this was gonna come up. This is like super early.
I think he even calls you that, doesn't he? He calls you
Tyson.
Tyson. He calls you Tyson.
Who'd you knock out?
Plenty of people.
Is this brand new information for you?
Yeah.
Okay. I knew this was gonna come up. Okay, so this guy, he was like, he likes to be like punched in the face, you know, it's like his thing or whatever. And he'll give you like some money. So he's like, oh, punch me. So I punched him the first time. it's like, oh, that was good, hit harder next time. And I'm like, oh, wow, like I'm like a little bitch or something. So the second time I hit him a little bit harder, and he's like, okay, yeah, like do a little bit more. So on the third time,
Knocked him out.
I accidentally knocked him out, like straight, just like
Accidentally.
Cold? Oh,
and he falls over like this chair and this table and whatever, and I go over and I pick him up and I'm like, are you good? He's like, that was fucking awesome. And he's
5
and I'm
out of
like,
5,
you need another beer? And he's like, yeah. So you get him another beer and we just keep moving on with our lives. But yeah, I definitely.
So the
it
story,
was an accident.
Yeah, so she
But
tells the
Jaffe
story.
loves it.
No,
He fucking
that's
loves the
awesome.
story.
Probably because he wants to get knocked
This
out
is
by
when
you.
Jaffe got involved with the story. So she told us this
He
story.
picked him up off the floor.
And we're like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
wow,
Jaffe. Plot
wow.
twist.
But, well, this is what happened. And she has a video.
I do.
Oh, there's
Right.
a video.
You have a video.
So we
do.
heard the story.
way.
We're like,
I'll show
yeah,
you
that's
later.
intense. That's
Show me later.
incredible. And then we saw the video. We're like, holy
Let me see the video.
shit.
I need to see this video.
I'll show you later. I'll show you later. I have either
This
seen
is
this
when-
video.
This
We're
is
supposed
why
to
he
be
calls him
besties.
Tyson. I wouldn't fuck with her. She decked this guy.
It was an accident. It was like hee hee ha ha too. So like when it happened, I was shocked. I honestly was not. I didn't think that was gonna happen. Maybe he has a weak jaw. Maybe he has a weak jaw.
You hit the button. Like you knew where to hit.
When I
Yeah.
saw you, when I
He
saw
said it
you,
wasn't hard enough the first 2 times. Like,
It's like,
When
okay,
I
I'll
saw
show
you-
you.
Let me show you my
I
real
just
hook,
can't hit or
babe.
something.
You don't know where you're
Yeah.
from.
Right. Like, oh God, yeah. That's why he calls me.
So you saw the video.
I saw the video
Well,
and I knew
didn't
when
see
she pulled back that he was about to die. He was in trouble. Right. I was
You
like,
should put that on the website as security.
Yeah.
Like, watch out. She works here. If y'all
Yeah.
mess with us, this is what you get.
this is what you're gonna get. So
I mean, I
she-
kind of know her. You know, she's.
Carl thinks I'm so mean. I think you're mean, so it's like funny. But he always looks at me. And I'm like, I'm not that mean.
Wait, aren't
not
you an
taking no
Aquarius?
yeah.
I am an Aquarius.
And then what are
yeah.
you?
A Gemini.
Oh, there we go, right
Oh,
there.
actually, we're supposed to like be friends. Aquarius and Gemini. You ever heard of the album Aquemini? Obviously.
No, I'm not good with the.
You never heard of
signs thing.
Aquemini?
What is that? I don't know what is that.
Aquemini is Outkast album because Big Boy is I think Big Boy is the Gemini and Andre
Bastard
3000s is Aquarius.
Okay, I'm old, so I know who they're talking about.
Yeah.
No, that was
You
funny.
knew?
No, I did. I know who you're talking about, but I didn't know it was like called that.
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't. I
that's
didn't know
what's
that we were
called-
supposed to get along.
Yeah, we're supposed to get along.
We should try that.
We should.
We'll try
You
that.
guys were getting along.
He just thinks I'm mean.
So who you're not supposed to get along with here are Gemini?
I don't know anything about anyone else's
the-
Usually,
signs.
like,
know who's a
water.
Gemini,
I
right?
feel like more
David.
water
You're not
signs.
supposed to get along with water signs?
I thought
I'm a
so.
Pisces.
Well, yeah, I feel like
So she's
y'all.
not supposed to get along with me?
It's not get along. It's just that you don't vibe as hard. Like,
We vibe.
I love Will. He's great.
well, maybe
you
you're
were
proving
mad
me
at me the
wrong.
other day, but
I
that's
was.
okay.
You were mean to
She
me.
cried.
I'm sorry.
How are you mean to her? What did Will
Okay,
do?
to clarify, I never cry.
I heard.
I
I
was
know.
having a bad day.
I didn't know. I heard.
Fuck you. He was
shocked.
and I wondered because he was extra nice to me. He was like, "Bye, Draya. Have a good night."
I'm
Like,
always nice to you.
no, it was extra nice.
Extra
I knew
nice.
you knew, and now you confirmed it.
No. So to be honest, that night, like I think it would have been like 2 or 3 people already crying. And I'm like, what is going
Yeah, and Will
on
did it to all of
tonight?
us.
You
I
know?
know.
And
That's what you get when you work with a bunch
Yeah,
of
so
women.
I'm just trying to be like, you know, I'm not trying to add to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
did
trying
that
to.
in
yes, it was probably a full moon.
I was having a rough day.
Yeah.
Will wasn't mean, but he was mean, and it hit me the wrong way.
So you get this right.
How was he
She
mean to
loves
you?
you.
I cried for a split second.
Hold
so
on.
let's not act like I'm just some.
But
kind
hold
of
on,
like,
hold on. Let's revisit this, right? So she loves you. You make her cry, but I'm the bad one.
I'm sure she said,
Will you put me out? He didn't even say it. He's like, oh yeah, he made you cry. Like, okay, 12 seconds maybe.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I'm the bad one.
2 teardrops, and
you're
that was
the one
all.
that makes you cry, and you're still blaming me.
she had a good point. She said it was the whole full moon thing.
It was,
Right.
yeah, it was a
That
lot
was a
going
full
So
on.
there were a few people that made
makes
cry
sense.
that night, and I apologize to all of them.
Yeah, it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
How many people
It was
did you make
they're coming
cry?
up to me like there's like 3 different girls crying. I'm like,
Right.
what the hell is
And
going
Will was the
on
problem.
tonight?
all Will.
I have this tendency, I forget sometimes that how I approach people,
He did apologize.
right,
Yeah.
can be aggressive, I guess. If I come at you real fast or I'm very forward in how I say things.
He does come out of nowhere with us somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
He
so,
snapped.
yeah.
Really?
Like, I got this.
I'm not
this going
snapping,
on.
I'm just direct.
Normally, I think it's funny, but I was having a bad day, so I didn't find it funny.
Yeah.
I remember
And
one
then
time.
he's like, Draya, I'm sorry. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then he comes, and I'm like crying in the fucking closet by Bart. And then he's like, Draya, I'm sorry. I'm like, not even listening. And he comes back, he's like, hey, I'm sorry. I said, I can't even talk to you about it right now. like my lips like quivering. Like I'm like, it's about to happen again. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not no bitch. Like,
When he does get stressed out, he's
You're like, I got
scary.
this.
Right,
I'm fucking Tyson.
Yeah, I can't walk around with
I'm like, go
Johnny
ahead.
calling me Tyson and Will's making me cry. Right. And so we just, we brushed it.
Yeah, it must have been a full moon. I just think it was, it was an off.
100%.
I try to approach things differently
Still
so
love
people
ya.
don't get upset.
So how long you been
Thanks.
working in the night shift, Draya?
5 years.
5 years of the night shift?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like all the places?
Yes,
Yeah.
all the places. I mean, I've covered like a few day shifts, but it's been all night shift.
Yeah.
So.
That's when you shine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what?
That's what you
So
wanna call it.
how do you like working at night? Are you trying to get out of it, or do you like love it, or?
No, I prefer it. When I work on day shift, I feel like I'm like, do another one, do another one, do another one. And then I have to like remember like they're probably going back to work.
Yeah.
And this one guy, he's like, oh no, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And I told him like I'm used to working night shifts. Like I'm used to everybody like
Trying to get
partying.
fucked
Like
up.
you're here on like your lunch hour.
Yeah.
Like the lunch special or something. So yeah. I
But you
prefer
have you have another business too, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. And I'm always impressed that you get up and take care of your business because you work it as well as own it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'll go off of like 3 or 4 hours of sleep or whatever, and then I'll nap before I go in at night or something to make sure, I'm not mean. So I can be hee hee ha ha at night. I'm looking at you because you always call me mean.
Yeah, but he makes you cry.
Oh my
Do you-
God.
That was one time. I forgive him.
She
Yeah,
doesn't
wanna say
forgive
what
you,
the
but she
business
forgives
is? I don't
him.
know.
I have a cleaning business.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And you have some funny stories about the cleaning business that I kind of want to get into.
Yeah.
Can we talk about them?
She's definitely not going to see it.
Like,
I already know who you're talking
is it
about.
like,
She's
is it
definitely
like,
not going to
like
see it.
houses?
Yes.
Okay.
We have like a few businesses, but it's mostly residential. Yeah.
Right. So Draya is a nice person, and she had an employee in her other business that was taking advantage. And,
100%.
and she wouldn't fire the person.
Well,
And
tell-
we're
tell the story,
At what
tell the
point are
story.
you going to fire this person? And there were some extreme moments where we're like, she's not fired yet?
Yeah, they would sit and like eat their popcorn when I would come tell them. Yeah, no, she would. Should I tell the $100 thing?
Tell the $100. That's why you finally fired her,
right,
right?
that was
But that
where-
took you a while, too.
It did. I was trying, because she lives near me. So I was like, it's awkward.
Not only does she live near
I
you,
just see her like good morning
but
every day.
She uses
don't egg
her
your
house
house.
as her personal target, right?
Yes, she does.
Right?
Okay, so we go on this clean. I drive her to work every day. That's number one. So she already doesn't have to worry about that. We get to the clean, do the clean, we get back in the car, blah, blah, whatever. So hours after this clean, she's like, hey, I found $100 in your car, and I shoved it in your purse in the back. And I'm like, okay, cool, thank you. Well, I go to the bank that day, and I don't have like $100 bill. So I'm like, hey, was it 20s or 100? And she's like, no, it was 100. And I'm like, there's no 100 in my purse. So I'm like, so I called her, and she's like, no, I shoved it in your purse. I shoved it in your purse, like adamant that she shoved it in my purse. Nothing in there. I tear my car up, nothing in there. I drive to my sister's house, have her check it, nothing in there. And then she starts being like, oh, maybe we need to check the lady's driveway. Maybe we need to check your driveway. Then she offers to pay it back. And I'm like, you fucking took it. I even talked to my grandma, and my grandma was like, she took it.
Yeah.
Like, don't even listen to her. She took it. And so she's paid me back so far $20 of it.
Right?
Then the lawnmower situation.
Oh, the lawnmower is so funny. I can't wait to get the lawnmower.
He's like, I'm ready to hear the story again.
So the deal was, her man mows my lawn with my lawnmower and her weed eater for a certain amount of money. Well, her weed eater never worked, so it was just my lawnmower, but they were going to use my lawnmower for their yard as well. So, we do that or whatever. She's like pressing me every time. It's a small amount of money. Every time she's like pressing me, I'm like, girl, I'll send it to you. Like, relax. Like, whatever. So, God, it's so bad. So finally one day.
How small?
Right. It was like $30
Okay.
because it was
And
supposed to
she's
be 40.
pressing you.
Right, it was supposed to be 40 for like the trade-off
Yeah,
of like,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So, she's like, my kids can't eat tonight, whatever.
Oh my God.
My dogs had attacked each other that night. So I literally was dealing with some shit.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm like, here's your little 30,
Yeah.
So one day they come over, they get the lawnmower, they go over, take it over and mow her lawn. And then she texts me and she's like, hey, your lawnmower is out of oil. I'm like, okay, like put some oil in it. She's like, then she texted me, so I didn't even answer her. The next day she's like, hey, make sure when you change the oil, you do this, this, and this, because you can't just put more oil. I have my sister's boyfriend comes and mows it down. I'm like, I can't
oil
even.
is like $50, you know?
Right.
That's not the $30.
I'm like, hey, you can take it out of the 100 that you stole.
They never mowed her lawn. They never mowed her lawn.
It never got.
They go and get her lawnmower.
Right,
they
and
mow
use
their
it
lawn,
for theirs.
They use it on other
And
people's
then want
lawn
money
to
for
make
them.
money out of it.
Yes, and then they want me to pay for the oil. I said, oh, no.
Man,
They pimped you out, babe.
Shiesty, man.
And to this day, I had paid her. So I'm thinking, like, well, why doesn't your man just mow my lawn, like, a few times, and we'll just call it even for the 100?
Yeah.
I still, to this day, and this was months ago,
Right.
only have $20.
Man.
And then she asked me for some luggage the other day. She's like, "Hey, do you have a suitcase for me to go on vacation?" I said, "No, girl, I don't have none. I ain't got it. I don't have nothing."
I think the one where I said you should have fired her was when you were loading supplies in your car.
And she was sitting in the
She sat in
car.
your car and watched you.
He used to.
Like she
No, the
fired yet?
massage gun was where you told me to draw the line. He thinks I'm obsessed with my massage gun.
Well, you are.
I am. Because it's
Massage
amazing.
gun.
If you don't have one, you need one.
That
we
sounds
talking
like
about
it'd be on
vibrator?
your menu.
Yeah. You might need it
Wait,
for
what are we
your
talking
vacation.
about?
I got you, girl. I got you. I'm gonna send you. I'll send you
300
everything.
tokens.
You're going to massage me after? What's happening?
If it's on your menu, maybe I got you.
Oh, okay.
But he's like, "Oh, you're obsessed with it. You're obsessed with it." I said, "Well, guess what?" I said, "She borrowed my massage gun, and then she just put it out on her porch and was like, 'Oh, come pick it up from my porch.'" He
Left
goes,
it in the
"Oh,
rain.
she is so fired."
Left it outside in the elements, in the rain.
I'm like, "That's my precious cargo."
It's made me come so many times.
Anyway, she finally fired her, and I think she didn't understand that you fired her. She still was like,
She did still think she was working for us, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't think she's gotten another job, because remember I mentioned, like, hey, it's just slow for July and August because
so you
people
really
went
didn't
on
fire her.
vacation.
You just kind of told her.
You told me to say that, so that's what I said.
That's a Will thing. Like, hey, you know.
Will, at
He's
this
like-
point, you're running the business.
Tell her it's slow, so she'll, move on. I'm like, okay. So she's like, oh, I did this. I'm afraid to say too much. She's not ever gonna see it, but she was like, oh, I worked a few events at like UNCC. I got this amount of money, whatever. And I'm sitting here like, I know you are not holding off until the end of August, like I freaking told you, because you said to say that, and you think you're about to come back and work for me.
Well, you wouldn't fire her, so I gave you some options
He
to
did.
let
He
her
gave
go.
me some tips and some pointers.
Well, you're basically micromanaging
I'm
this.
micromanaging her other
His job at this
Will works for
point.
me.
Her day shift.
We work together.
That's
Yeah, it
funny.
was.
He's giving you unsolicited
So you have a
advice.
pretty interesting day shift. So what's some stories that you got about your night shift life? Like, I know you were probably sitting out there like thinking about, I could tell this story. I probably shouldn't say that one, but is there something that's like, man, that's the one that I gotta say?
Well, the Tyson one was definitely.
Oh man, that was a great one.
That was definitely one of my most notorious.
I mean, if you got the video, that shit will definitely go viral.
Yeah, I do. And that's why I don't.
You should post it on
I think
TikTok.
she was sent on
We just
that
gotta
one,
blur
right?
we just blur the guy's face out.
Right? Yeah. I would
His
be
face
down.
is already blurred.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was interesting. Mine are all mostly like fights. Like I feel like I'm not ever. It's not always me. However, I have had to.
I'm starting to get the
Listen,
the
whenever
gist
I get
of
in
it,
a fight, I call Draya.
We're drinking Henny, talking about fighting, like.
I do have one that's interesting.
Okay.
So, this guy, he was like, at the bar, his girl comes in, she's obviously mad, he's at the strip club, whatever. So she starts going off on him, so I'm like, yeah, girl, get him, whatever. So she starts like hitting him, and I'm like letting her go, like, okay, cool, like, kick him for me, whatever. And then she turns
Girl power.
right. And then she turns and tries to swing at me.
Oh.
Barely misses, right? Like.
Oh, you knocked her out.
And I'm like, oh my God, no. Nothing could have stopped me. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a little drunk. So I was like amped on the Henny.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh my God, like nothing can stop me. I'm like dragging the bouncer. He I had a knot on my head. He hit my head on the table trying to stop me. I'm like, no, nothing's gonna stop me from getting this girl. Like, how dare she swing on me, whatever. So I'm like dragging him through the club, and everyone's trying to hold me back, and she's outside, and the man's holding her, whatever. And somebody whispers, they're like, go out the back door. I'm like, Why didn't I think of that?
Wait, is this where we used to work?
Yes.
Oh,
So
God.
we run, I run out the back door. I get her. I even gave her the chance to like square up, honestly, because
You just said,
Fair.
honestly.
you snuck me because I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I thought you were just going after him. So
Now
I
you're
gave her
gonna
the
die.
decency to square up.
Uh-huh.
We did. Everybody, obviously at some point somebody came and broke it up or whatever. And then she's in the car. She's like talking to him. One of the dancers took her phone and had it. So he's like calling it. We can see him calling it. We're like hee hee ha ha. And so she's outside like, where's my phone? So obviously at this point, like everyone that I'm cool with is like out in the parking lot. Like we're all like, just like hooting and hollering in the parking lot.
Hooting
like,
and hollering.
whatever. And so she reverses her car and tries to run us over. There's this customer and he gets so the bouncer, he was like a tiny guy. The bouncer like yanks him up like the last second. He gets like clipped like a little bit on like the leg. And I'm like, everything stops. I'm like, are you okay? Like, what just happened? He's like, yeah, I'm good, whatever. Like, you could tell he was like on something, whatever. And so we're all like, holy shit, whatever. And so like finally she leaves, blah, blah, blah. The police did come. I'm like, I don't know who that was. And I knew exactly who. I'm like, no, I don't even want that, whatever.
I wasn't there.
I saw him the next day. I'm like, hey, are you okay? He's like, yeah, why? I'm like, well, you got hit by a car last night. He goes, what? I said, what?
He doesn't
He
remember.
doesn't remember. If I described him to you, you probably remember
I know who
him.
it is.
Yeah. He's like, I have no idea. I said, whatever you were on, you need to stop. Because if you don't know that you got hit, I mean, maybe that's some good shit. Like, I don't know. Like, I was impressed. But he did not remember being hit by a car. We all were like, no, you 100% did. Like,
Wow.
yeah.
I don't think they know that we used to work together.
Yeah. We come
We
from
used to
the
work
same
in the same
gutter.
place.
Yeah. Two
Yeah.
star. The 2-star.
Two. Is it even two? I mean,
I don't know. I didn't check recently.
That's like back to like episode 2.
Yeah.
Episode 2 talked about the 2-star club.
When did you
what was
come
it?
over?
Because we could probably confirm.
When did you move up to the higher level establishment?
It's been like,
You went right before me.
right before you. So I would say like 3 to 4 years.
Yeah. What made you decide to transition?
I had this photographer come in,
Uh-huh.
and he was like, "Why are you here?"
Yeah.
He was like, "You are really pretty. You should move up a little bit."
Yeah.
And I was like, "You think so? Really? Me? Hello, me?" Yeah, I was like,
I
"Me?"
love it.
Because I didn't know. I mean, I come from like bumfuck nowhere in South Carolina, so I didn't know. I didn't know nothing. Like before I started, working, like I had never been to a club, like I didn't know nothing.
What'd you do before?
Before
Yeah.
I started, working at
Started at
18.
18, yeah, you started at
So, I
18.
mean, I was working at Mellow Mushroom, like, yeah, I was
You
serving.
still got the uniform?
Yeah, I mean, I was working at a golf
wears their own
course.
Wear it on
Costume night.
costume night.
Yeah. I was,
You should totally wear it on costume night, man.
really?
Yeah.
Now that we've talked about it, you have to.
You have to.
What, Mellow Mushroom?
With a pizza.
With a pizza?
Yeah, don't knock
well,
the pizza.
okay, so the funny thing is I was, I was working, I was dancing, and I was working at Mellow Mushroom, and it was Halloween, and I wore my 8-inch boots for Halloween as Beetlejuice. So I was serving pizza in my stripper heels.
Oh, okay.
See, so you could take it to costume night.
There you go.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, I hope you sold the whole thing.
But make sure you bring
yeah,
pizza.
I did.
She's like, I did.
So I kind of
did.
interrupted you. So you decided to dance. You came from South Carolina.
Yeah, I came from South Carolina, so I started working in South Carolina, and then someone was like, "Why are you doing it here? Like you have more potential." And then I moved up to North Carolina, and then I came to the place I am now. And
But you
the
used to do a
present.
lot of day work. Were you still working at night somewhere or?
no, just day work.
Yeah.
Just day work. But now I have like 3 nighttime jobs. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot.
Chatterbait.
And I have a serious professional job too.
What else do you do?
I'm a residential counselor at a behavioral
Oh
institution.
my God, yeah.
Wow.
She has some crazy.
Wow.
What? I mean,
Yeah.
what
We
is
talked
that?
about it on Day
Explain
Shift
that. What is
today.
that?
Okay, so basically, our facility takes care of level 4 kids who have been kicked out of foster homes and stuff like that. So we're the last step before juvie. So we take care of kids. I don't want to say it's like a prison, but it's kind of like very.
mean,
So
the
do you?
last
So
straw,
what's?
isn't
So
it?
you?
Yeah.
So you're a counselor.
Yeah, I am a
So like,
counselor.
is it like a Big Brother program, or are you like?
We
do you
work-
go to school for this, or how does this work?
Yeah, so I've actually just finished my training up. We had to do training and stuff, and we basically just like help these kids get up and like have motivation to do better. We're with them every step of the way, like breakfast, like therapy sessions, like we take care of them like just almost every day, like 24/7.
What is the age that you're dealing with?
So it's 12 to 18, 21 if like court mandatory. Like if a judge sees it as mandatory, they can't take care of themselves.
So you got some tough cases.
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of different cases. People who, like adults who have just abandoned their children, you know, or like.
Can you talk specifically about any of them, or is there some privacy on that?
Yeah, we can't talk specifically about any of them, but like there are some crazy cases. It's really sad.
What's like the success rate on like after counseling? Like, are you pretty successful in like helping them?
It's 80%. It's 80%.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was saying like I'm curious, like
pretty good.
Because that'd be kind of devastating if you're like trying to help these people all the time and they're always failing, you know?
Yeah, yeah, it's around 80% that people like actually get out of there and like have a good job afterwards, and like. It's really sad when people graduate. It's like sad and happy. We all cry, you know, because like we see these kids grow up and like we teach them how to do better, and then they go out and actually do it.
That's awesome.
How do you find candidates for the program? Is it something the court sends you, or
it's both as court and parents? You know, like they both agree that there's like no other step. Like if these children don't get in this like thing, then they're basically just going to end up in jail. So yeah, it's very serious. Like I love doing it though. You know, like you get to meet a lot of great kids. And, like, they're just misunderstood, you know? Their parents, like, just...
I'm sorry, I missed the age.
12 to 18. 12 to 18.
So at 12, you probably still have a good chance of, like, helping them. Like, at 18, are you really able to change somebody that didn't have a...
Yeah, I mean, like, I think our youngest in the whole community, because we have multiple communities, I think there's, like, 7. I think our youngest is, like, 17. So it's mostly they've been there for years, you know? And, like, we're just trying to help them on their way because they can't legally go back home. And, you know, a 16-year-old usually doesn't want to go to, like, a foster home. Yeah. So they just...
So you're housing them as well?
Yes, we do house them. We have 150 beds. So...
Do you have... It's got to be a lot of incidents at the housing facility with all the...
Yeah, so we have to learn how to restrain people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got done with all of that training. No, we can't knock them out, Draya.
Okay, kids are off limits. I get it.
Yeah, it's a
Fair enough.
But you know how to tie somebody up.
Not tie somebody up, but
It's on the list.
Are you a rigger?
Her and I together.
Oh, I do know how to tie people up, but not in that scenario.
It's on the menu.
It is on the menu, so... Yeah, I do want to learn how to be a rigger. That's what they're called.
Oh,
okay. A rigger.
I didn't even know.
Oh, you thought she was serious.
Information again.
Rigger, is that the ones that like hang people?
Yeah, so there's rigger and there's like rope bunnies. So I'm usually a rope bunny, but I would love to be a rigger. Like
what does that mean?
So I like to get tied up in different ways. So it comes from like a Japanese culture.
How do you know you like that?
Well, babe.
There's a name for it. What's this?
Shibaru.
Yes,
I don't know the correct word for it.
Likes it.
Well,
I've looked into it.
I know Joffy does.
Yeah, I looked into it. Yeah.
I was showing Joffy pictures the other day, and he was like, "I didn't know you did this."
I just don't know how you get into certain things. Like,
I've been in a lot of relationships.
Just exploring.
Right.
I've been in a lot, I've been in a lot of relationships where I got like exposed to this stuff, and I was like,
wow.
They
brought it up, and
they brought it up. They're like, "Babe, can I like hog tie you real quick?" And I was like,
"No one has ever. Maybe I'm not cool enough. I don't know. No one has ever asked me that."
I've been in a lot of kinky
they're probably afraid to get knocked out with you. You know?
They're like, "Don't fuck with her. She's gonna knock you out while you're trying to tie her up."
Like, you tie me up.
I've been in a lot of kinky relationships before, so a lot of experimental stuff.
That's interesting. I didn't know about the child thing, the psychology thing. That's cool.
No, she's
y'all
cool.
don't know about me.
Yeah, we were talking. I already knew about it. She's really cool. Yeah, she's got it going on.
You're so young. That's good that you're involved in that.
Yeah, it makes me feel better. You know, like I'm
you
actually
think about going further
productive.
in that field.
Well, yeah, I mean, I already graduated college and have like my associates at least in psychology. I came out of high school with that, so yeah.
There are a lot of people out there that need help,
Yeah.
My uncle worked for the city of New York for 25 years, running their mental health thing for youth.
Super important.
And so he has some amazing stories to tell about
People
success and the ones that are unsuccessful.
Yeah, like people are usually just scared away from it. They're like, "Oh my God, you're going to be dealing with crazy people." And really at the end of the day, you're just dealing with people that need someone to listen. Like they just need someone to listen to them.
Especially kids, if they were like abandoned by their parents.
Especially kids.
Foster
like,
parents, it's not really the same, and that whole system is kind of
Like we have people left, like these kids are left, and they're drug mules for their parents. It's sad,
Poor babies.
Change the tone. I was talking about the
Sorry.
hog tie. We went back to the.
Right.
Sorry.
We'll brought it back.
All right, give me some interesting story. Give me a crazy story.
A crazy story.
Give me a crazy story.
What?
You
She
have
said she
some.
was-
Clearly, you have some wild
She said
ones.
she
There
was-
you go.
She said she was in some interesting kinky relationship.
Right,
And
let's
you
hear
went
it.
straight
Okay.
back to the kids, and I'm like, bro.
I was still, it was
You see me
pending.
sip the Henny.
It was pending in my head. It was pending in my head. I'm sorry.
Like, ooh.
Yeah, he mentioned it against
I know.
us.
It's
Okay,
like,
good.
boom.
Go kinky. Go kinky on us.
Oh my
Go
goodness.
kinky, let's hear
Okay.
kinky.
So the kinkiest relationship I've been in. So I was like a unicorn for 2 doms.
What does that
Give us
mean?
unicorn.
So I was like a third. So I was like a buffer between them.
Okay.
But it was like a guy and a girl.
It was a guy and a girl. They were both very
Okay.
dominant. So basically, I would be called in whenever they wanted to like have someone in between them because they would fight a lot, like sexually.
Okay.
How do you
'Cause they're
fight sexually?
both
Fight sexually,
doms.
buddy.
Because they're both
Yeah,
doms.
but
Yeah, they're both doms. Their energy, they would just be like want to be in control, and they needed someone to control, but they didn't want to give up on who had the
I
control.
see.
Like
You know what I mean?
nobody wants to like let like the other person be submissive if you're a
Yeah.
dom.
No one wanted to get tied up. They both wanted to tie each other up.
Exactly.
Then they
He's
end up
like,
doing
okay.
nothing.
So
I'll do it.
I
So we'll
was
tie her up instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
So I mean, I sat there. I'm a switch, but in that situation, I was completely submissive. So I was just like, yeah, like y'all can do whatever to me. And it was very serious. Like whenever we went out to like restaurants, like you know, I never touched the door. I never had to order. Like they would always order for me. I never had to pay for anything. Like when we walked on the sidewalk, one would walk beside the road, and I would walk in the middle, and the other one would walk on the other side. Like it was a very serious situation.
Sounds stressful.
right.
It wasn't-
like where
Not
can
for
I walk?
me.
No, I mean that sounds like you're taken care
She's
of.
like,
I
I
was
was street man.
completely taken care of. Completely taken care of. So it was a lot of fun until the very ending.
Where'd it go wrong?
What happened?
What went wrong?
It's always there's always like a but.
Can I be really explicit?
Yes,
you can.
absolutely.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think that's
okay.
what- I
You
think
broke a
that's-
rule.
Okay,
You-
okay.
So go ahead,
You
girl.
broke a rule.
I broke a rule.
I'm saying you probably broke a rule.
Oh no, I didn't break a rule. It wasn't me. I knew how to take dick. So in doggy style, she couldn't take it because he had a really big dick,
You had to
and
sub in.
yeah, and she got very jealous because
Yeah.
she was like, "Wow, you can take dick while he's fucking you doggy style," and she would like push me out the way. She's like, "I want to try," and then she'd end up crying, and then it was a whole thing. So
Like, okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to-
So
Yeah.
that ended it.
Ruined it.
yeah, that kind
Yeah.
of just like we're still friends. She actually messaged me the other day, but
Yeah.
we're still friends. But yeah, I can't fuck
Like,
her
hey,
man
how'd you do
anymore.
that?
But it's okay. It is whatever.
Oh no. Yeah. I don't have any stories like that, team. I'm sorry.
She's like, I'm like Henny
I'll
and Mike
spit in your
type.
mouth. You know, something like that.
Like I'm the dumb motherfucker.
right. Like I got you. Like I'm good to go. I don't know. But
Wait, are you
anything
a
else?
dom or are you a sub or a switch?
Regular? I don't.
Just regular.
Well, which
regular.
one?
I go with the vibe. Like
Like,
you know.
Well, do you like the guy to be in control, or do you?
Yeah,
wanna have
like
you in
take
control?
me, you know. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, see,
like
I'm a-
you do it. I mean, if you were like needing me to,
See, I'm a
whatever,
complete
then
switch.
okay.
Yeah.
But you know,
I'm a complete switch. Like, yeah. So
Yeah, what
like,
the-
I've had guys who completely dominate me, and I've also had subs, like guys who are completely like submissive to me that I can just do whatever I want. So
I know there's got to be something that like you know you.
it depends
you
on the
enjoy more.
situation, honestly. Like, it really does. It depends on the personality. Like, some guys, I'm like, oh my god, yeah, like you can do whatever you want to me, and then other guys, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up.
I got this.
It just
Interesting,
depends, like
interesting.
day by day, it changes for me.
Like as far as like a relationship, like if you wanted something in the long run,
Yeah,
what would you prefer?
Some,
Right.
someone that could be fluid, just like keep up with me. You know what I mean? Like a switch also. Yeah, just someone
Whatever
that can
she's
keep up with
feeling
me.
that day.
Whatever I'm feeling that way, like you gotta. Yeah, you gotta keep up with me. But I also like to, like I'm bi, so I also like to have girls. You know, I usually have a serious relationship with a guy, and then I like to fuck around with girls. So
Like you bring them into your relationship, or that's like your own side thing.
I usually like it as my own side thing, but if the guy really likes it, then I'm like, okay, yeah, we can fuck
Oh,
together.
You can watch. I can't do that.
Really?
You want to watch your man do it with somebody else?
I mean,
I'm
if
like,
he's coming
no.
home to me at the end of the night, yeah, I don't care, because I'm going to be
Can't
out
do
there
it.
fucking girls just like him. You know what I mean?
See, I'm not doing that, so maybe that's my problem.
Yeah,
maybe
it's
I don't
it's
know.
everybody-
Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know.
No, it's everybody's
can't do
preference.
it.
Some
Yeah.
guys, like, I showed Javi this test the other day, and it gives you a test, and I was like non-monogamous, like 92%. A switch 100%. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I just like to keep it open.
Now, what was the test called?
It's a BDSM test
Right.
.org.
Right.
It's serious.
Right.
It's serious.
If you guys want to take the
.org.
test, you
Yeah,
can check it
it's
out.
very
Everyone needs to do
serious.
it.
Yeah.
We got to kind of wrap up, guys. Is there anything you guys want to plug or a story you need to tell or get out? You want to plug,
I
obviously.
thought she was just getting started.
Yeah, I know. I
I know,
was
right?
excited. I wish we could do it
We'll
longer.
have to have you back for sure.
Definitely
Yeah.
have you back, both
Yeah.
of you, because we still have stuff to talk
'Cause
about.
we gotta plug that video, the knockout.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
we
my
do.
god, yeah.
Just plug Kill Siren.
Kill Siren.
Yeah, OnlyFans, Twitter, Instagram. It's all the same. Kill Siren.
Kill Siren. Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll tag you.
Anything you plugging?
I'm good. I'm
Good.
good.
All right.
MikeTyson.com.
All right, guys. Thank you so much again for.
Yeah, this
Thank
was
you.
fun. Thank
This
you
was
guys.
fun.
I hope you had fun.
All right.
Yay.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was easier.
Right, I was like, you sure you want to stay?